Now we will move on to our next element, which is characters. And a character, or characters, is defined as the people who play the roles in the story. Okay, Aegeus is our first main character. He lives in a mansion that was passed down by his ancestors. He marries his cousin Berenice, who grew up with him in that mansion. Okay. Poe chose this name for the character because it was closely related to the name of Aegeus, who was a king of Athens and the father of a great hero, Theseus. Which is ironic because Aegeus is not really a hero in this story. Okay, Berenice is another main character in the short story. She is Aegeus' cousin who eventually becomes his wife. She's a beautiful woman. She's very passionate, and she suffers from this random disease where she looks really ill and she looks really dead, but she's still alive. Okay, the servants. These characters are not very important in the story. However, they provide important news to Aegeus, but they still have minor roles in the short story. The physician is the family doctor who leaves the small box for Aegeus when Berenice dies. The physician does not speak throughout the entire story. Okay, so now if you could open your books to page 141, you either have the book that I have is the Selected Writings of Edgar Allan Poe, or you may use your textbook. The story is also in there, or if you printed something out online of the story, you may also use that. Okay, so I'm just a few paragraphs in the story, and this is on page 141. So, Berenice and I were cousins, and we grew up together in the paternal halls. Yet differently we grew. I, ill of health and buried in gloom, she, agile, grace, and overflowing with energy. Hers the ramble on the hillside, mine the studies of the cloister. I living within my own heart, an addicted body and soul to the most intense and painful meditation. She roaming carelessly through life with no thought of the shadows in her past, or the silent flight of the raven winged hours. Berenice, I call upon her, Berenice. So in this quote, just basically describes both of the characters. So they were cousins. Aegeus is our narrator, so he is describing himself ill of health, not very straight. And he described her as graceful and overflowing with energy. And Aegeus also describes himself as addicted. And of course he is addicted with Berenice, not with Berenice, but with her physical, capabilities or abilities.